Hello and welcome to the highlights from the penultimate round of fixtures in 2021. We're bringing you the best of the action on the field for the games that did get played. Not only did the teams have to battle each other this weekend, but they were battling the ever-predictable Scottish weather. To start with, we're off to Belgrade, where Jed-Forest made the trip to take on Glasgow Hawks. This was a big game for both teams for two very different reasons. Hawks were looking to keep their playoff hopes alive, whereas for Jed, they were looking for a much-needed win to ease their relegation fears. It took until the half-hour mark to register the first points of the day, and it was Hawks who got them. James Pinkerton scampering over to give the home side the lead. Jed responded well and levelled things up 5 minutes later. Some intricate passing down the right paved the way for Lewis Young to score, Gary Monroe adding the extras to draw level. And Jed edged himself in front just before the interval. Gary Monroe kicking this penalty after Hawks were temporarily reduced to 14 men. Into the second half now, and Hawks came out firing. They secured their set piece before the ball found its way to Fraser Gossey, who touched down after some good work from the forwards. Matt Stewart converted the try before firing this long-range penalty over to put some breathing space between the sides. Jed could have snatched a draw in the final few moments of the game, forcing several scrum penalties in the opposition 22, but in the end, Hawks held on for the home win. For Jed, they'll take some comfort with the losing bonus point, but they'll need to dust themselves down for the visit of Aberdeen Grammar next week, a must-win for both sides. There were 4 other games in the Tennent's Premiership. In the Granite City, Aberdeen Grammar could not build on their first win of the season last time out. They came off second best against Marr, who won the war of attrition in some dreadful playing conditions at Rubislaw. The conditions did not get much better at Philip Hall, where Selkirk hosted Hawick. In amongst the snow, sleet, wind and heavy rain, a Kirkford try and penalty try was enough to get Hawick over the line. Accies got their name on the Bill McLaren Shield after beating Musselburgh at Rayburn Place. They got the job done in the first half, scoring 5 tries. Once again, the weather impacted the game, with a Danny Owenson penalty the only score of the second half. Currie were made to work for their 11th victory in a row in the Tennent's Premiership. GHA recovered after a fast start from the leaders, who were 17 points to the good in the first half. But the home side rallied and dominated much of the second half. In the end, Currie had to dig deep and held on to take the win, with GHA picking up a losing bonus point.
Down then, pushed away.
The win for Currie extends their lead at the top. They are now 9 points clear of second place Marr. With the top 5 all winning this weekend, the rest of the table remains relatively unchanged. Selkirk's losing bonus points means they creep up above Musselburgh on points difference and up to 6th. Next week there's a battle at the bottom of the table to look forward to as Jed-Forest hosts Aberdeen. It's 3rd against 4th as Hawick take on Edinburgh Accies, and Currie will be hoping to make it 12 in a row when they play Selkirk. To Tennent National 1 now, and Kelso made the longest trip of the weekend up north to take on Highland. Kelso got the first points on the board through a Dwayne Patterson penalty.
Callum.
5 minutes later, Highland took the lead. Junior Wakanibau gathered this kick from Ben Morris to touchdown. Highland then added to their lead. Adri Murituki gathering the ball and travelling a fair distance before breaking a couple of tackles and offloading unselfishly to Owen McDonald to score their second try. Just before the 25-minute mark, Ben Morris added this penalty. Just before the break, Kelso pulled one back. Bruce McNeil picked the ball up from the back of the scrum and weathered a few tackles to score.
I've got to go somewhere.
Into the second half now, and Ben Morris continued his good form with the boot, kicking this penalty. 2 minutes later, Highland had another and their 3rd try of the day. Craig Finlater, the man, going over in the corner. Credit to Kelso, however, they did not give up and they hit back through Matt Kindness. He collected this pass and broke through a few tackles to go over and score. Highland got their 4th try of the day and secured their bonus point. Callum Carson's going over to score under the post. Much the story of the day, Kelso pulled one back just in the final play of the day, but it wasn't enough and Highland fans went home happy with another home win. There were 3 other matches across Tennent National 1. It was a nail-biter at Marr side. After getting their first win of the campaign last time out, Watsonians were hoping to make it 2 wins in a row to lift them off the bottom. Unfortunately for the home side, Dundee had other ideas, the visitors snatching the victory by just 1 point in the end. Gala made it 8 wins in a row and counting, beating Ayr comfortably at a snowy Netherdale. For the Ayrshire side, their slump continues as they lose their 3rd game in a row. With the Heriots match postponed due to the weather, this gave Biggar the chance to close the gap on the league leaders. They grasped this opportunity with both hands, making light work of Stirling Wolves with a bonus point win to 0. Melrose against Burmuir was abandoned at half-time due to the weather and will be rescheduled and played at another day. The wins for Gala and Biggar bring them just 1 point behind Heriots, who lead the way. It's worth noting, however, that both Biggar and Gala have games in hand on the league leaders. At the bottom, Dundee are up to 9th after their win away at Watsonians. Looking ahead to this weekend's fixtures now, and there's a Borders derby to look forward to, where Kelso will be looking to bring to an end Gala's winning streak. Elsewhere, Watsonians host Biggar and Heriots are at home to Highland. To Tennent National 2 now, and GHK lost only their 2nd game of the season as they fell to Gordonians. Falkirk went above Dumfries Saints and up to 4th after they beat them 34-19. Wins for Preston Lodge and Stewart's Melville have closed the gap on the league leaders, who will be looking to bounce back next week as they take on Hamilton. Other games to look forward to in a big mid-table clash between Newton Stewart and Glasgow Accies, and informed Gordonians will want to end 2021 on a high against Dumfries Saints. Finally, taking a quick look at Tennent National 3, and at the bottom of the table, Ardrossan overcame Greenock Wanderers to climb off the foot of the table. At the other end, West of Scotland beat Howe of Fife to remain in 2nd place. Howe still move up into 3rd place, however, with their losing bonus point after Berwick's 2nd game in a row was postponed. Last Wade against Perthshire was also postponed from the weekend, and they'll be looking to end their year unbeaten next week with a trip to Cooper to face Howe of Fife. Greenock will also look to close out their year with a win as they take on Hillhead Jordan Hill. So in the Premiership, the top 5 all win again, and it's the top teams in that league who are all vying for those final 4 playoff spots come the end of the season. In Tennent National 1 now, Gala and Biggar managed to close the gap on league leaders Heriots, who were out of action this week. But in a weekend where the headlines were all made by the weather, it's safe to say those who managed to get a game in, Rugby was always the winner. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next week for the final card of fixtures in 2021.